I am the cringe.
What's up, Internet?
Hell of an
Jackie
introduction.
here. And of course, it is the Derailed Podcast. But we do everything we can do to avoid actually talking about the topic, apparently. Look
We
at our
had a topic?
backlog. Do we ever?
I don't know.
I swear this was just an excuse to stream, talk, and rant.
Yes.
Isn't it?
And annoy friends with, hey, you should guest on this fucking podcast.
It's just an excuse for me to hang out with you guys, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm being
So-
harassed by my dog because I'm not eating food that he can steal.
Oh, poor doggo. Poor doggo. Why you gotta be so mean to the doggo?
Because I was away at work all day, and how dare I work and earn money and not take him out for walks during a giant rainy season. Yes. You're a giant suck. Let go of my
I've got
hoodie,
a
you little
potential
shit.
gaming-related topic, kind of, I guess. Stalker 2 is out.
Yes, I
Finally.
did see that.
Yes, Bugs are featured, Bugs are Anomalies 2 is out, yes.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
unfortunately, it's another case of it was made for consoles first and the PC port is an afterthought.
I thought
'Cause
that
you
the
can
entire
just-
thing was started on PC because that was the
Yeah,
original Stalker.
But the publisher's been pushing for them to bring it to consoles, so they did the whole thing of like making it a console game first, so all the UI and controls and everything will
Terrible.
work properly. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Once
have
again,
money to
console
play
gamers
Stalker,
ruin
so
everything.
I'm a bit broke right now, you know.
Yeah, I don't have it yet. Obviously, I'm going to wait for the sales. It's going to be like probably months before I can get it, but it's pushed me to finally start Clear Sky because I've been putting that game off for forever. But I saw in the trailer for 2 it has Scar in it, who's the main character in Clear Sky. So I'm like, right, now I have to play it. Now I have an excuse. I need to know what happens in Clear Sky now.
So, I'm gonna be honest with you, with all the politics in the world right now, it's been very hard to keep up with the gaming news.
I didn't even know there was gaming news half the time that's going on. The only thing I've heard from gaming news was that Sony was going to be buying Katakawa Studios, which houses From Software. Sorry, I'm fighting with the dog right now. I can't eat my hoodie. And that was about the last I heard. Sony was in talks to buy it. Let go!
I guarantee you the first thing they'll do is every future Souls game requires a PSN account to do the invasions.
And we'll have
Guarantee
difficulty
it.
settings.
I 100% guarantee it.
Difficulty settings.
If they do force
PSN
difficulty
account
settings,
for-
there should just be an option that just says get good, and that's the only option you can select.
They might even
And it makes the game even harder.
retroactively update the older games, like the old Dark Souls and Elden Ring and everything, to require PSN. They might actually do that because a lot of companies are doing shit like that.
I would 100% just pirate everything at that point and just take it all offline.
Epic Games did it to Deserts of Karak. They made it so that you, even if you own it on Steam, you have to install the Epic Games Store in order to launch it and be signed into it and everything.
Yay.
Yep. Which is why, if you want to play that game, anyone who's listening, get the GOG version. Then there's no DRM. Do not get Desert of Karak on Steam.
So, there is gaming news, guys, amazingly.
Impossible.
Oh? But why?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so therefore it's impossible.
Stalker 2, the next batch is coming next week because we were talking about Bug the Anomaly 2.
It's been 2 weeks!
What's happening?
Microsoft Edge gets a game assist mode which lets you check out guides, tips, and videos without leaving your game. You can now edge your game, guys.
I mean,
I
It's
gotta
on
say it like
Steam,
that.
technically
It's
on Steam,
edgy.
you've got you can bring up the web browser and you can open YouTube and look up a video or whatever. But
Yeah, yes. But can you edge? Can you edge while doing this?
I mean, yeah,
Is it edge?
No one at Microsoft thought that through, did they?
Fuck no. Star Citizen is running another free play event which features a tutorial for. And I'm not paying for this article. Oh, a tutorial for new and returning players.
returning players to a game that's not bloody out yet.
It's the largest, most expensive playtest that's ever existed.
Why are they using this kind of language? It's like, why do early access games go on sale or get DLC? It's like the game doesn't exist technically.
It's a
Pokemon
playtest, and I
goes.
think everything should cost less. And if you dare put up an early access game for anything above $20, you should be prosecuted at the fucking stake.
Oh,
I've seen
absolutely.
DLC for early access games, I'm not kidding.
What the fuck is the
Absolutely.
point?
People are upset with Baldur's Gate 3 restricting consoles to 100 mods per save because only or because they can only juggle so many files at once.
Isn't that technically not their problem?
It is a limitation of the hardware, yes.
Yeah, but that's the user's problem. You don't get to just arbitrarily tell them no.
I was disappointed that when they brought out the mod tools, they didn't do what Neverwinter Nights has kind of done. Because this game could have the potential to be the new Neverwinter Nights, but
Well, it's like somebody had the
people
source
who
code
don't know,
disk. Somebody found a source
Neverwinter
code disk
Nights,
for
the
fucking
original one,
StarCraft, and they turned it back into Blizzard like idiots.
back in the day, Neverwinter Nights, the way the multiplayer worked is it was basically just D&D. You could make, in the toolkit thing, you could make your own campaigns and everything, and you could run them as a server, and you could be a dungeon master and actively change things and possess NPCs on the fly.
That sounds pretty awesome.
It was so expansive that there are servers running right now that are literally MMOs with like thousands of players on them, and it's literally because you can make entire worlds and story and everything.
Yeah, you can
Not
make
only
entire.
that, it had the ability to jump from server to server. You could invade servers. It's crazy.
Baldur's Gate
So,
did all
play
that
more
too,
Winter.
by the way.
Yeah.
I've been
You
looking for
just,
people to do a Neverwinter Nights playthrough.
I have it.
The first one.
I think I have it.
Although the
I have it
first
on
one
GOG.
has.
You want the Steam one? The Steam one's the most complete version, I think.
Okay.
The problem with the second one, which you can often get on sale, is it has a lot of issues because it was rushed.
Yeah,
Still a good
that's the
story.
Obsidian one. It's also only on GOG. It's not on Steam for some reason. I don't know
You
why.
have sharp teeth, you asshole.
Which one? Neverwinter Nights
Two.
2?
Yeah, so it isn't on Steam. It's on GOG only.
It's on Steam for me.
It is? When did they bring that out?
Oh wait, no, they took it off Steam. I just still have it in my library.
It was on Steam at some point?
Yes.
Fuck, I missed it. How long ago was that?
I don't know. The only expansion content for the original Neverwinter Nights I don't have from from the Beamdog re-release is Dark Dreams of Fernay, but I want to go through the original campaign anyway.
I played it as a kid, but I was terrible at that kind of game, so I never got past the first chapter where you're fighting the zombies and stuff. I just used to mess
Yes.
around with the toolkit.
I played the entirety of the game. It was great.
All I remember is I think I got to chapter 2 once, ever. We were in the forest, and then I stopped playing it. And I had the orc guy as my companion. Or the half-orc, whatever he is.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty cool guy.
God damn nails! Holy shit!
But yeah, no. When it comes down to it, there's not a lot of gaming news out there.
No, it's been pretty quiet. It's surprising for the holiday months.
Do you know why? Do you know why there hasn't been a lot of gaming news out there?
Orange Man bad.
Orange Man bad.
Everyone's dead.
Everyone is gay.
Orange Man bad, and something about Ukraine. Blah blah blah. Something Palestine. I was really hoping we could eventually have a Derailed podcast that was entirely dedicated to just derailing randomly into gaming news or something like that. But no,
No.
gaming media is bullshit. Well, there was also the fact that Dragon Age: The Woke Guard didn't get nominated for Game of the Year, but
Yeah,
somehow
well-
a DLC did, even though it's not a game.
Have you ever heard of the Game 3 Awards?
Which one?
Game 3. Our game, GAM3.
Nope.
It is the top games in the Web3 category of games.
Web 3.
Yes, crypto games.
Crypto games.
Crypto games.
The fuck are crypto games?
It's generally a good way to separate you from your money.
So, gambling.
No, it uses crypto as a backend in order to steal your money. Not all
But
of
how is it a
those.
game?
Because a lot of times they're basically bejeweled.
They're just bejeweled.
It's just bejewed.
Why would you pay extra money to play Bejeweled?
For that custom NFT, bro.
Oh my god, no. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. I'm just gonna keep pretending that's not a thing, and my life will be complete. Okay? Okay, great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, if there's a will, there's a way.
If there's a whip, there's a whip.
Apparently, Blop 6 is the most popular Call of Duty game in the last 5 years. Oh my god. Oh my god.
How could it be? It's got to be entirely bots, because what's changed about Call of Duty in the last 5 years that's so different about this game?
They went back to an older movement system.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Fight
So in
Simulator-
other words,
Been
the greatest
Yeah.
leap forward is a leap backward.
Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 gets a new patch.
Oh goody.
Remember, you can still be banned for referencing or flying into the Twin Towers in 2024.
Wait a minute, you bought the game. Is it not just single player?
No, it's always online.
Ew.
Gross.
Don't you just love that that's how the gaming works now?
Yeah.
But
I
like
hate it.
I'm telling you guys, there's not a lot in the gaming thing. The
The
guys
gaming
that
sphere has been
created
very quiet.
the guys that created Invincible is creating a anti-combat RPG, which those can
What?
be hit or miss. Anti-combat RPG.
The fuck is that?
Disco Elysium.
Oh, one of the a point and click adventure game.
Basically.
Point and click adventure. What happened to point and click adventures being awesome? Those things were fun. Some of my best memories are of God damn it. Now I can't
Return to
remember.
Monkey Island?
Yeah, it's Curse of Monkey Island actually.
Monkey Island's just a good series.
Have you looked into
LucasArts.
the backstory of Disco Elysium, like how it was made? And the communist guy that basically ruined the project.
Yeah.
Yes,
Communists
I
ruin
have.
everything. Okay, I
This-
haven't. Explain.
Okay, basically, there's a lot of debate as to whether Disco Elysium is woke, because there's a lot of lefty socialist stuff in it, and because one guy in the development team was a devout socialist, massively woke, and he kept trying to put his politics into the game and kind of like tried to co-opt the whole project for himself. And there's this whole drama about how he was making it all about his politics and beliefs, and yeah, sort of perverting what the game was about and what the story meant. Which is why Disco Elysium is so weird. You play it and it's like it just feels
Schizophrenic.
like if it's trying to be woke but also not woke. Like 1 minute it's lecturing you on like capitalism, communism and all this stuff. It just feels like you can see where he's tried to put in all of his subversion and that. I mean, it's nearly split apart the team. It was a huge drama. There's a whole documentary about it. Which is why you never hire woke people for a company. They are a liability. And once
you never
they get
hire
in,
communists.
they will make every effort to take over. They have to.
Yeah.
Their ideology demands it of them. You never hire woke people.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Communism.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
My best case example is what happened to the SCP wiki.
I used to remember that being an interesting thing when I first
The
found out about it.
lefties got in. They joined the site, slowly wormed their way up through the chain of command, got into admin positions, and then banned the creators of the website and the original writers. And then started removing hundreds of stories for being politically incorrect and triggering.
Well, I remember one of them was something about like a teenage succubus or something.
Yeah.
And her church, and like
a lot of those stories have been brought back. There's also RCP, which is, funnily enough, the counter organization of SCP now.
Well, the whole point of SCP is it was supposed to be an interesting thing about cryptids and
it
random
was meant to
shit.
be horror stories, but what it ended up being is everyone adding in their furry OCs. Like one story that became infamous for how it was like just the example of what's happened to SCP now that it's gone woke is one of them was literally, it was a satellite in space that gains sentience and identifies as trans, and that's
Are you
it. That's the
shitting me?
story. Yeah, and people were like, "Yeah, this is clearly the self-insert of whoever wrote this," and that's just what SCP is now. Now that it's work, everyone's doing there's furry SCPs, there's vor
No.
SCP. It's just everyone's self-insert and fetish character. That's all it is now.
See, my favorite stories were always like the Wizco toy robot.
Oh my god, those things were insane.
Especially since it had one. You ever read the SCP story on it?
Wasn't the whole, like, they had several SCPs. I remember the whole Wizco thing was like a recurring theme. There's like several of them that had Wizco in them.
But it was the Wizco remote control toy robot, and one of the attachments was nuke, and they didn't want to use it because
it would actually blow up.
No, that was something I loved about SCP, or the Volan and how much he did with bringing like 49 to YouTube.
But that's the problem. The moment that it becomes mainstream and normies touch it, it just crumbles.
That's what happened to SCP. It went mainstream and it attracted the woke people.
Well, originally that whole thing started with what was it? There was a series called The Holders. It was supposed to be 500 and some odd short stories about these objects, and every single one of them was this horrific thing.
What drew attention to SCP originally was the game Containment Breach and the fact PewDiePie and Markiplier played it. That's how I found out about it, and a lot of people.
Dreamers ruin everything.
Actually, what brought a lot of attention to SCP was the fact that SCP was a writing experiment.
Oh god.
So the whole idea...
The vast majority of people don't engage in writing experiments. So for the 90% of people, I guarantee you it was.
But it started gaining a lot of traction on copy pasta, fucking Reddit, shit like that.
Yeah.
before
I
the
remember when
games.
creepypastas used to be just interesting horror stories you could randomly find peppered throughout the internet. Now they're just like a genre unto themselves.
God,
It's
can you remember
like,
that whole era of YouTube where it was like the copy pasta dramatic reading channels? Where they
yes,
all had the same voice. One of them was like, the story starts. The man was driving through a dark woods, but then it's like every channel spoke like that. Every single one.
but then,
He was driving through the dark woods, then his GPS cut
Little
out.
did he know,
yes, but the thing
he
is,
got Burger King foot lettuce.
He
but
got
the thing
Burger King
is,
foot lettuce.
the thing about that is that was a completely different era, and SCP was always meant to be an open writing experiment where
Number 15.
you write about random objects or things and create this really weird lore.
What was
And
like
it was really
I think it also started out, remember Slender Man?
no, Slenderman started from something else.
Well, he started
No.
from something awful forums, and that's
Yes.
basically where the seed was started, I would think.
Actually, he's based in two entities that have reoccurring throughout all of history.
Reagan and
Slenderman
Wendigo.
actually started. There was a photographer who like edited a photo. It was meant to be for a photography competition to make like creepy looking
Yes.
pictures, and he just created this character in a single picture, and then it blew up.
The
Yes.
second place one. This is just a picture of Hillary Clinton.
But no, the thing about Slenderman is he's actually a combination of the Shadow Man and the Hat Man. Take enough Benadryl, you will see the Hat Man. The Hat Man.
Take enough DMT, and you'll see Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan welcomes you to the new experience.
Have you seen? I think it was speaking to Alex Jones, and they were talking about like when you take DMT and there's like you meet a 50-foot praying mantis that tries to interrogate you, and that's like the barrier that you have to get through to continue. And we're both talking about how they're trying to get past this first step of getting past the 50-foot praying mantis.
That's some fucking King's Quest shit.
Oh, it's a 50-foot praying mantis trying to break my will.
Netflix subpoenas Discord to ID alleged arcane Squid Game leaker.
Oh, sorry. I was just adding musical accompaniment to the drug trip that Shadow's apparently on.
Get over here. You don't understand.
Anyways,
Blush.
Netflix subpoenas Discord to ID alleged arcane Squid Game leaker. That's right.
Liquor.
Leaker. We got leakers, guys. We got people.
I don't know, lacquer seems funnier.
Netflix is looking for the leaker's identity. Oh my god, guys. Like, why would you do that?
Good luck. China's never going to give out their information.
Netflix is looking toward Discord to help in figuring out who exactly is leaking unreleased footage from some of its popular shows. The Northern District of California issued a subpoena on Thursday to compel Discord to share information that can help identify a Discord user who is repeatedly involved in leaking episodes and images from Netflix, like shows like Arcane and Squid Game.
Isn't Squid Game already out?
This is a popular show. I don't know what any of these shows are.
Oh,
I've seen
Arcane's
Squid
apparently
Game.
super
That was
popular.
actually alright.
Documents filled with alongside with the subpoenas specifically called out an unreleased and copyrighted image from the second season of Squid Game. That's right, there is going to be a second season of Squid Game, a show that I don't even want to watch the first season of. Because it's on
we're just watching a
Netflix.
bunch of gamblers being gamblers.
Because it's on Netflix, and you know, Pornhub's free.
You know why I didn't want to watch Squid Game? Because I already saw that at my job.
Posted by a Discord user at JaceJohns4N. Remember, guys, if you want leaks from Discord, at JaceJohns4N. In an interview linked on the user's now deleted X account, published on Telegram. Wait, how? Never mind. The leaker claimed responsibility for the self-described worst leak in streaming history, where episodes of Arcane, Heartstopper, Danadon, Terminator Zero, and other shows were published online. Netflix confirmed in August that a production studio was hacked.
Oh no!
You know, that is probably the most important part of this.
Production studio got hacked.
Yeah, that's about all I care about. I mean, fuck. Do you think I care about the rest of this? These are shows I don't care about. Why do you make me care about these shows that I obviously don't care about? Look, cat face again. Fuck this. I hate Netflix. Netflix is a terrible place.
It is.
All my homies hate Netflix.
I don't want to give money to the people who platformed cuties.
I don't want to give money to Netflix. I just don't. It's a terrible game. I mean, terrible
Because
play.
of the
I mean,
fact they make terrible animes. All their shows are like just woke shit.
Also, are you ready for Black Friday? You can shop Black Friday deals now because Friday doorbusters started last weekend.
I swear to God, if you start advertising.
Before Black Friday was close to Christmas.
I don't even know when Black Friday is. I never use it because all they do is jack up the prices that that's the normal prices. They just bring the prices down.
It is literally this Friday.
Good, I'll be working.
I mean, we'll be at
Days
home.
off are a myth.
I try to give myself 1 day off a week if I can help it because I like extra time.
I gotcha. So,
But my employer says I'm not allowed to have overtime, and I say go ahead and stop me.
I don't know if anybody's kept up with this, but
Go with no.
you will soon be able to play Final Fantasy XIV on your mobile device. That's right. The greatest MMO ever made, according to some autistic people online.
I mean,
it's all right. It's got a really, really nice, good single player storyline. That's the entire thing that I can say about that game. The storyline for a single player experience is fantastic.
If you ask me, the best MMO ever made was Galaxies. And they killed it.
Galaxies had a lot of issues and could have used better support and a clearer direction. And no investors.
Shadow, you should play Phantasy Star Online too.
Oh God.
Give in to the 160 gigabytes of content.
Never.
With the 90 gig DLC that adds the original Phantasy Star Online 2 content.
Here, have a quarter terabyte of data. What? All right, how much of this is gameplay? All right, do you want to? How much of this is gameplay? Define gameplay. Fighting things. 25%. What the fuck is the other 75%? Just start showing a fucking fashion show.
Oh, so you've played Phantasy Star Online too?
No, you've told me.
I think I've streamed it in Discord calls a few times.
Mm-hmm. And every single time that I see them, I say Gundam, and you tell me I'm wrong.
I will hurt you. They're cast.
It's a Gundam. I don't give a shit. He looks like a Gundam. It's a Gundam.
Do you want to know
He's a Gundam person.
Do you want to know the reason I had to stop streaming Phantasy Star Online too?
Because I said Gundam.
No.
What?
The fact that you can RP roleplay sexual scenarios in it real easy.
Isn't that like every text-based anything? Technically.
Not with text.
But
Oh,
Yeah, because you can
wait.
create your own custom outfits and shit. You can also create your own custom animations.
Oh.
Yes, when I said
Oh.
Phantasy Star Online 2 is fucking Second Life for weebs, I wasn't lying.
Oh. No.
Duke, why are you downloading?
Ah,
I see you downloading. I see you getting the lotion ready.
fuck no, I ain't spending 2.5, like a fucking quarter terabyte on that. There's shit on the internet for free. Fucking crazy.
probably
Fucking
draw stuff
250
crazier than
fucking gigabytes of that shit. Fuck no. And then on top of that, I gotta do my own work on it. Fuck that shit. I would just put my own shit up there if I was gonna do that anyway. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking extra work from my ass. Fuck off.
Hey, it does have 900 hours of gameplay.
How much of that includes having 2 hands free?
You know, I played the Old Republic.
You
Like,
did?
That is not the segue we're
since
looking
it
for.
came out, and I've never yet been able to actually finish a class story in that game because MMOs are just so tedious.
Yes, that is the
So-
biggest
so-
problem with MMOs.
Yes, MMOs are meant to be tedious so that you'll pay money so that you can progress the storyline.
It's been
Unless
out for
it's-
over 10 years.
Well, that was the
Unless
whole
it's-
thing with WoW, though. It wasn't tedious. It was actually enjoyable, but hey.
It got tedious though.
Yes, it did.
But the thing is like, Phantasy Star Online's not tedious. You just play until you get bored of it, then you go night clubbing. Or you find a BDSM dungeon.
I have questions.
You know what? In all fairness, that's probably just how most people's nights out go. That just includes more alcohol and spending more money on a taxi. You're just doing it at the comfort of your own home.
Playing a free-to-play game owned by Sega. By the way, it's funny that I have never gotten in trouble for making fun of Phantasy Star Online 2.
Oh my god. I just thought of something. So you know how they're bidding on InfoWars?
Yes.
What happens if Elon Musk buys it?
He'll probably
I think
just give it back
I
to
think he's got
Alex
his
Jones.
ball. I think Elon Musk has his balls set on MSNBC.
Oh my fucking god, can you imagine that? Upset the entire established global order because of one man like spicy memes. In all fairness, that sounds fucking amazing.
What would be funny is if he buys MSNBC and then hires Alex Jones as like the host.
But he forces the other guys to stay employed.
Because
So
the
they
whole
have to sit
reason they
next
wanted
to
to destroy Alex Jones is because he was an alternative to mainstream media. But what if Elon Musk made Alex Jones the mainstream media guy?
Yeah, but what if he put him on next to the other hosts and they had to stay there? That would be amazing. Please let that happen.
I am but a humble cat herder, and this is my herd of cats. They go meow.
We're hurting. I don't know. Do you Shadow? Do you meow?
He does the fun-
Depends who's asking.
You heard it here, internet.
For $5, you can make Shadow go meow.
Not that cheap.
Oh,
For
yes, you
£5.50.
are. For £5.50.
For $3.50.
Okay,
For a
that.
bottle. for a
Where
bottle
did
of
Tree
Jack-
Fiddy come from? Because I've heard so many Americans and Canadians do a British accent and say Tree Fiddy.
Oh, it's
But
not
I've
British.
never heard a British person say Tree Fiddy in my life.
Okay, it's not a British thing. Let me go find it for you.
I'm trying to figure out where in Britain, like what accent it is, because I've never heard it. It sounds more Irish than anything else because they say tree.
Okay.
We also say
A, it's not British, and B, we're gonna give you a crash course in what we consider funny, because we're stupid. This is where tree fitty come from. I ain't giving no lock man off a tree fitty.
Uh,
It's not a British accent.
Oh, by the way, the CMA calls for investigation into Apple and Google's UK marketplace dominance, if anybody gives a shit about that.
Yes.
Competition between different mobile browsers is not working well, and this is holding back innovation in the UK.
there's been innovation in the UK. When?
I
don't
think the
believe
last
you.
time was 1989 when they invented HTML code.
I was gonna say the Industrial Revolution.
And its consequences.
No, that was an American guy that figured out the consequences.
He had strong opinions.
He was apparently the basis of a character in .hack sign, or in the .hack universe.
What an incredible segue.
Also, if we have this podcast again next week, we will have a German on.
It won't be next week.
All right, in 2 weeks.
God, you caused my viewership to go down.
How the hell is that going down?
We went from 6 to 4 views.
I blame the
What-
British.
I also blame the British. We should invade.
Can you do that like the Canada too while you're at it?
No. I don't have
I
a
bet you
basis.
there's at least one person who only watches because of me.
Oh, for the love of God, dog, you're not dying.
Most people only watch because of you.
Hmm.
Shadow, do you know how many people want a 6'4" femboy
Me?
to love their dick? Yes, you
Me?
do. They want a 6'4" femboy, a 6'4" British house or broken femboy. So you.
But
Shadow, I
can't
don't
have
think you
myself.
understand your market opportunity here.
You have a very
There's
good market
one
op-
big glaring problem, though. What I want is the exact same thing.
You want what?
He wants to be bent over. I mean, used and abused.
Yes.
Who doesn't? I mean, what?
Lovingly, though.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand the question.
I don't understand the option.
It's like I'm being yelled at by my dog. What?
But basically, the British are looking into the monopoly that Apple and Google have in their markets. Because, competition isn't working. Apparently. We need government intervention. That is the problem I have with this, by the way. Is we need government intervention. We need less shadows in our
Well-
life.
Well, I mean, I am available. But right now, my country's being run by a guy who is literally government intervention personified. He's basically a communist. He's trying to take control of literally everything and then sell it all to BlackRock. And also might cause World War III. When you guys get your draft papers, just know it was Keir Starmer who is responsible.
I am not eligible for the draft, actually.
Well, good for you. Yeah, it was Keir Starmer who pushed for Biden to allow Ukraine to strike Russia with the missiles. because Keir Starmer is a literal communist robot who isn't capable of thinking. He just follows programming. I mean, the man literally said he doesn't have an inner monologue and he's never had a dream before. He is literally like a machine. He just switches on in the morning and he switches off at night. That's it. And in between that, he causes world wars. And we didn't even vote for him because he won with 20% of the fucking votes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The only reason he won is because, well, the Conservative voters didn't want to vote Conservative but still didn't want to vote Labour, so they all voted third party. But since we're still technically a two-party system, Labour won anyway with 20%. So he doesn't even have like a majority representation. It's ridiculous. So now Russia has declared that they're at war with Britain, and it's all because of a man that nobody likes and barely anyone even voted for.
And how does this affect the no-quit situation with fast food restaurants? Exactly.
Is BlackRock involved?
No, but it's a new McDonald's initiative.
Wait, how can you stop someone from quitting? Like, isn't it like a human right to quit a job?
No. You don't have a right to do anything.
How are they going to stop you? What are they going to do?
Are you people?
Are they going to call security and like stop you from physically leaving until you finish your shift?
Yes.
For real?
You will be chained to the grill, and you will like it.
I figured out why he was yelling at me.
Because you're pregnant.
Nope, because downstairs on the kitchen counter, there's a bunch of cookies.
Mm.
And boy, howdy, does that dog like cookies.
Mm.
Jackie asked Booten, she's not sharing.
What? I worked all day, thank you. I deserve what I'm eating.
She has food and she's not sharing. Get her!
You fuckers ain't buying. Look. If you donate to my Patreon, I will buy myself a pizza.
Man.
I'll make sure it's a pepperoni from Domino's.
Pepperoni.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Because it's all I can afford.
Fair enough. At
More
least
than
it's not
french
Little
fries.
Caesars.
Listen, nobody wants to admit they ate 12 cans of ravioli.
Who the hell eats canned ravioli?
It was a trailer park reference.
Oh, God.
Nobody wants to admit they ate 12 cans of ravioli, okay?
I don't want to admit anything. So I won't.
Trailer Park Boys. Is this you talking or the liquor, Mr. Leahy? Randy. I am the liquor.
You know, I have a friend who lives in a trailer park, and she's in one of the ones where they filmed a lot of Trailer Park Boys. So she's
You
seen
got a
them
friend in
filming.
Nova Scotia?
somewhere like that. They film in various different trailer parks.
No, they film in Nova Scotia pretty much exclusively.
And recently, I think it was just last year, she saw them filming again. So there's either like another series or a movie or something.
There was
She
a
actually like just driving home actually sees them.
movie. I thought
What
I
it
think she's-
actually, what it actually is it's cops filmed on location.
I could see that.
I think as well. She said when she was younger, she remembers the the episode, but it had the wildcat. She remembers that being there in her trailer park when she was a kid.
Well, the problem is that the guy who played Jim Leahy died like
Yeah,
fucking, I want to say 6 years ago. God, I'm old.
that's why they initially stopped the show.
And I still find it funny that that guy actually hated drinking and that not a single drop of liquor was consumed on set, nor was there any pot.
Yeah, it was all fake. He was just drinking like
Colored water.
juice or something. Yeah.
But I mean, Jim Leahy, like, that is the perfect representation of alcoholism I've ever seen. Mowing the air, Randy. I'm mowing the air.
I'm mowing the air, Randy.
I remember the one where he just becomes like a terrorist and he's planting bombs and things. At the end, he's got like a bomb vest or something, and he's going to blow himself up. There's all like a cop, like Mexican standoff with him.
I thought it
We're
was like a
hide-
season finale.
We
Yeah, he was.
We're hijacking this transmission to bring you stabbed in the eye.
Who, what, what?
You
It's
went
the
to
product.
London?
It's the product I'm shilling. Stabbed in the eye.
Oh, God, no.
Look, with the lack
I've been
of
trapped in an ad read! Ah!
with the lack of content that we can make, we might as well do ad reads for ads.
Who's we?
You people.
I never agreed to this. I'm not getting paid. What are you doing? Get that away from me.
I'm shoving the camera and microphone down Took's throat.
Ah!
No, seriously, since there's a lack of gaming content, I have a great idea.
Did it hurt?
Invade Poland.
Yes, we should always invade Poland.
Why not?
But
It's not like the U.S. has been supplying them arms explicitly ever since the whole fucking thing. Holy shit, Space King 2 is out.
holy shit.
Not out, but at least they put up a teaser for it.
Did you see the new audio drama for Hunter the Parenting?
I sent it to you.
Who are you?
Who are you? What am I doing here?
Why am I being kid? Who's anal probing me today? Why am I being probed?
Normally you gotta pay for that.
No, normally the person doing the probing has to pay for it. No. I loved it. You want to know why I love it?
Go on.
Because I actually hate Akira.
The movie?
Character of the movie.
The character. And anything to do with the character.
In all fairness, wait.
He's not even really in the movie, though, is he? Unless you're talking about the comic, but I haven't read the manga yet. I actually
I
have it physically, I've just not read it because it's packed away in my cupboard.
I
But
mean,
in
as
the
a
movie,
character,
it's
he's
like
a
he's
whiny
not
little
even in it.
bitch.
Because he's already dead before the movie even starts.
Akira got so angry, he had a katana appear made out of pure anger flame.
Wait, what the fuck?
We are talking about the same Akira, right?
Yes.
We're talking about the
yes.
movie where the dude turned into like a malformed techno baby, right?
No, we're talking about the manga.
I've only seen the film, and in the film he's just dead. And the film's about Tetsuo in Canada. Because the bit where it says Japan was nuked in whatever year, that was actually Akira ascending to become a god.
Here in Aku City.
The shape-shifting master of darkness.
Crystal Gun. If you guys are
Crystal.
curious what we're talking about, please check out Alphabet's channel. It's quite great. It's a series called Hunter the Parenting.
Yes. I still need to watch the whole thing.
It is literally just shitty reference after shitty reference. It's written by an
Okay, that makes it a
11-year-old.
bit better.
As written by an 11-year-old on fucking God, what was that that fan fiction fucking website that used to be huge in like 2006? Not Tumblr, but the other one.
Zanga?
Maybe it's the one
Oh
that
god, I
Harry
used to have a
Potter.
blog on that stupid thing when I was in high school. I'm so glad that it fucking it's gone. No one will
No,
ever find that shit.
it's the one that the internet historian did the dramatic reading of the Harry Potter fan fiction from.
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Holy shit, yeah,
But
Zanga was a fucking thing. It was a blog website. I remember that shit. Oh my
you
god, I
remember?
used to post on that.
I used to be a gay aged teenager.
But Zanga, it was a blogging website that came out, and it was something that came out in like the early 2000s. God, when did that happen?
I remember saying that.
Yeah, you could customize your own blog.
You remember the Google alternative, Blogger?
I do not.
Yeah,
I, I remember at the time MSN Messenger was the big thing. God, I remember all the old messaging apps. Those were fun.
MSN, AIM, ICQ.
I remember there was an app where it combined all of them into one, and that was how I played WoW. And then
Pigeon.
everything kind of got streamlined.
Fucking Pigeon. That was the app,
XM.
Pigeon. Well, yeah,
I
there
don't
was
think it was
XML
XMVoo.
and XMVoo, because that was a clone of XML. And then you had Pigeon.
Yeah, XMVoo is the one I used because it combined AOL and a bunch of ICQ and other messengers.
Hmm?
That and Ventrilo, back when you had to pay for a VoIP
Yim.
server.
Fucking Yim. YIM. Yim.
Oh, God, that's all. Shadow over here. I don't understand this speaking in code.
I got my first smartphone, I think, was it last year?
In all
Because
fair, wait, how old are you?
27. I've had the same, before that I had the same phone I got when I was like 12 because it made and received phone calls and that's all I needed it for. So I just kept it until it eventually finally broke. And then I finally got a smartphone that had apps and stuff.
In all fairness, I think adolescents shouldn't have access to a smartphone until they're about 17.
Same.
In all fairness, I don't think most adults need a smartphone.
Also true.
Unfortunately, it's required for a lot of jobs.
Have you ever been in the line to use the shitter at work?
No.
I have.
How'd that go?
It was quicker to walk around the building to the other shitter. Why?
Who knows why?
Do you know why Jon Snow? I don't know why Jon Snow. Who the fuck is Jon Snow? I mean,
Mm,
what?
We're having an argument with my dog still about the sweets on the counter.
You have a dog?
Who are you?
Why are you in my house? And I'm sorry if I'm not as high energy as I normally am. I am tired.
You yeah, just finished a shift. Shit happens.
I just finished a shift. Pay me money. Pay me money so I can quit working. Give me all of your income so I can quit working.
Donate to my Patreon.
Donate all your money to my Patreon.
Oh my god, Christian has a streaming channel.
Yes.
And people watch it.
Yes. People watch the North Korean Twitch channel.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, North Korea has game streaming channels. They have 3 of them.
Western capitalism is terrible. They say playing Western capitalism.
Hmm?
Western, Eastern. Is it? Why would it be Western if technically their closer landmass is actually East? Or is it? My geography is terrible right now.
Western generally refers to Western Europe. Britain, Germany, France, Italy, Austria, Hungary. Those are generally Western powers.
Austria is part of Germany, though, isn't it?
No, it's part of Austria.
I thought the Austrian Principality fell into German territorial regions.
Nope. Austria and Hungary are their own separate entities that used to be one solid entity ran by a guy that had a chin. A chin that you can only get from years and years of inbreeding.
Hmm. It
Yes,
is
that
indeed
You've
its
happens.
own
lost the
thing.
chin. Okay.
However, we like to call the Germans Austrians and Austrians Germans just to annoy them.
Well, you have your swamp Germans, your mountain Germans, and your German Germans. Austrians are mountain Germans.
Huh.
The Belgian are the German French.
Goes to show you just how much I pay attention to the European subcontinent.
The Netherlands are the swamp Germans. Nobody pays attention to Europe. Europe doesn't matter, except for when they're starting World War III. God damn you, Kirishitama.
Okay,
You fucking.
is that really Europe or is that America facilitating it?
No, it's Kirishitama. The United States is too fucked up right now to do anything. Do you want me to tell you how bad the United States is?
Fucked?
They want to. Okay, so there is a bill that they want to push to the federal level that would prevent trans people like me from using the female bathroom. You know, sounds great, right?
Uh,
Until you start getting into the fact that there are female to male trans people.
I was gonna
Who
say
would.
if it applies across, it has to apply across the aisle if it's gonna be anything, right?
Yes, but it would prevent them from using either bathroom the way it's written.
Ugh. This is why politicians just whatever happened to common sense? Whatever happened to things?
Well, it's, there was a comic that somebody shared recently where it was like, basically a bunch of trans people, and it's like, just, we wish to exist the way we are, leave us alone, yada yada yada. And
Uh-huh.
then people found out about Thing. People are excited about Thing. People are a thing too. People make Thing loud. People make Thing big issue while still being 1% of the issue, pushing Thing into everything, making everybody hate Thing because the end goal of this is to make everybody hate Thing because we're abnormal.
As I keep telling people, most of the people that I know, you know, don't want to be associated with what's going on.
No. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate the fact that that's the way that most people see trannies is that fucking the fucking loud ones everywhere.
Hmm.
For the most part, a lot of us, before whatever caused popularity in the trans movement in 2016, whatever caused this, possibly because the fact the LGBT alliance fucking voted for Trump overwhelmingly, that could be it. Oh, wait, I wasn't supposed to say that the Democrats have been losing the gay vote for centuries. Because again, most of us just want to be left alone.
I find that that's in the like the majority of people. Everybody just wants to be left the fuck alone.
Leave me alone. Let me live my life the way I choose to live my life. If I want to walk around my house in skirts, I am allowed to walk around my house in skirts.
Honestly, I never saw how that was a problem. I just don't care. Just, for the most part, keep it in your house. I don't need to see a pride parade.
Never really cared for pride parades.
I don't think most people
They're
do.
boring. Well,
Well,
it's
now they're
just a
just fetish
fetish.
shows.
Eh, It's like, I don't really care. I don't care that they happen, but like drag queen stuff. Like all the drag
Why?
queen stuff I went to is safe for work because they stay dressed the whole time and basically just sing share. I had a friend that was drag queen, by the way.
Well, problem I have is why do you need to dress up in drag to talk to kids about reading stuff?
You don't. But as far
Exactly.
as the theater
Bigger
goes, like,
why do they only want to read to kids? You
Mm.
could read to the elderly, to
yeah,
adults, anyone.
but
Only
as
want to
far
read
as
to
it
kids.
goes, like, I used to go to drag shows that were safe to take, your kid to. Because it wasn't sexually explicit. It was literally just guys dressing up as girls lip syncing share.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fucking. And then you enter the modern drag show, which is I don't go to because I find them disgusting.
Yeah.
And screaming.
Oh my god, you just don't understand. Bitch, I fucking understand.
S-
I understand more than any fucking body in the world. But I'm not using what I am as a fucking shield because fuck you. I am what I am. I wish more people would be fucking like that. But that is the reason there's just slump in the game industry right now. That is the reason why everybody's watching politics 24/7 because that is the natural end conclusion of what this has done. That is why I am attacked by both sides on a daily basis. All because I am broken. All because of something wrong with my brain that makes me want to be a woman. Oh, and chemical fucking imbalances that cause my body to be more feminine than masculine.
I was gonna say, don't you have like a lot of extraneous circumstances that also contribute?
Yes, I do. And I don't really care if a man wants to be a woman and takes hormones and shit like that and goes, but you shouldn't be using it as a shield. Here you own up to it.
I'm more annoyed by the people that use it as their entire personality.
Oh, I know a few of those. They're
Like,
annoying.
have something original.
Oh, by the way, do you know they shouldn't be forced range?
Yeah.
And to everyone, for the sake of tolerance, a new outlet to transgender people in their own media to tell.
You know what
Yeah,
makes people tolerant? If they're allowed to accept things at their own pace.
yeah, like fuck. I hang around people that get called transphobes all the fucking time. They accept me because they know exactly who I am. They don't know. I don't stare. Trans. Fuck that shit, man. Ain't worth it. It's more of, hey man, you wanna go do some Flintstone and Helibles, eat this fucking pizza, and watch this stupid show?
Fuck yeah. Let's go. Don't you fucking promise me something like that and not deliver. Let's fucking go.
Hey man. And that's what I don't
Let's
get.
go
Like,
eat this.
fuck.
Let's go eat this bar that's of undetermined mushroom origin, totally just champignon, nothing else. Yeah, let's go do that and then wander around the woods for 6 hours. Fuck yeah, bud,
Yeah,
let's
let's go
go.
do some. Let's go do some Flintstones, and Helibles. Eat this
How
pizza.
come we can say DMT but we can't say B?
I don't know. I've never figured that shit out. Actually, probably am rated M for mature because of DMD. But yes, let's eat some Flintstone and Helibles.
And then wander around the woods for 20 hours.
Yeah, pretty much, you know? Let's go have fun watching this stupid show. Hey, let's go hang out at a fucking movie.
Let's go make fun of Dev because he's stupid.
Yeah. That's me.
In case Dev ever watches this, you heard me.
The Whitebine virus is real, and you as an individual should have representative prospects, but I see what others taken upon themselves to provide a soap box for others that didn't ask for the help. That altruistic endeavor to me comes off as disingenuous and corporate. It's literally to destroy the lives of trans people. Anybody that sits there and goes, well, you're this because you don't accept this, it is literally to destroy trans people. At this fucking point, this all I can come up with. That is the only reason that I actually think people do that shit.
Do what now?
When the left sits there and they promote Trans Day of Inclusion, Trans Day of... It is literally just a ploy to make people so pissed off at one thing to kill them off.
Do you remember Trans Day of Vengeance?
Yeah.
When there was that,
Well, the other thing is that
there
they
was
keep
that
shoving it
shooter
into
that killed
everybody's
all those
face.
toddlers, and then all the left responded with, "We need to kill more people because the police killed this shooter."
Oh yeah, because that makes sense.
They called it Trans Day of Vengeance.
Yes, I remember that, and that doesn't actually disregard what I'm saying.
But I'm of the opinion that at least 90% of all the trans people today are not actually dysphoric, and they're jumping on the trend or using it for political or social gain.
Actually, you want me to
Because
tell you a dirty little secret, at least when it comes to the US and Canada? A lot of transgender individuals are actually sexual assault perpetrators.
Yep.
Hmm.
Because I'm of the opinion, because again, they've always, transsexuals, which is what it used to be called, and Blair White's pointed this out as well, it used to be called transsexual before it went mainstream. They've been a thing for ages, but everyone knew about them. I knew about them when I was a kid. You'd hear in the papers like someone got a sex change because it was an extremely rare procedure, so it would be like a little news article, oh, okay, that exists. You wouldn't care. Then
Yeah,
it
it
went
wasn't a big
mainstream,
thing.
and all of a sudden, when it went mainstream and it was transgender, there's now millions of them, and they're around every corner. Like they say, "Oh, well, you're guaranteed to come across a trans person." Blah blah blah. They're everywhere. Everyone's got to accommodate them with the bathrooms and the pronouns. There's got to be laws in place to force everyone to speak a certain way. It's like, no. I
How
think
did we
there's
go from
exactly
something
the
that was
same
0.5%
amount
of
of them that there's
1%?
always been. It's an extremely rare condition, And the vast majority of them today are just leftists doing it for attention or personal gain or to get up the oppression hierarchy and things like that.
But yeah, it's what was it originally? 0.5% of 1%.
Like they've proven as well, because with teenage girls, when one person in the friend group comes out as either trans or non-binary, slowly the rest of the friend group comes out as the same thing
Yes.
because they want to fit in.
Yes.
It is definitely a trend.
It is, but it's
And
designed to.
it's also because being straight puts you so far down the hierarchy that you kind of look down on. So again, especially with these girlfriend groups, it's to sort of fit in. They don't want to be the one straight girl in the friend group, because then that's kind of like you're the one that's looked down upon and isn't like stunning and brave and gets all the attention and praise and everything.
Well,
There is an
see,
incentive to be not just trans but LGBT in general. There's an incentive to be it, because being straight is kind of like, oh yeah, you're just a default human.
also
Nobody
see
cares about you.
expecting young girls and boys to skew their natural puberty or to complete that treating a child to save them or else that child will die is perplexing. How will the child die? And some people say that. Yeah. Now there are some caveats to that, and I'm a case of the caveats to that.
I'm personally of the opinion that dysphoria is just as rare as it's always been, and the majority of the trans movement and ideology, they are not actually trans. It's a
Yeah.
trend.
It's not that it's a trend. It is literally just are designed to create a massive backlash.
So I was talking with Prey. I think you know Prey, Jackie. When she was saying like the way she knows that a lot of these leftists aren't trans is how proud of it they are.
The
They'll go
people
on
that
social
constantly
media and
put it
talk
on
about how like
everything.
amazing it is to be trans and they love being trans. Trans this, trans that. Oh my god, I'm so
They talk
trans.
about
It's
the egg
amazing. And she's
memes.
like, no, having gender dysphoria is horrible. It's
Yes.
miserable. It's depressing. If someone's that happy and proud of it, they don't have it. Simple as that. They're
Isn't
pretending.
it's always the
No.
people that post up the trans pride flag on everything?
Yeah.
They have to remind you of it at every single turn.
Yeah.
If they
Well,
talk about being
I have
trans as if
some.
it's like the best thing ever and they're all about it, yeah, they probably don't have dysphoria, because it's a horrible condition
Yeah.
and it makes
It's
you absolutely miserable.
Oh,
can the dysphoric person speak, please?
Yep.
Yeah. It's you ever fucking look in a mirror and just hate everything about your body?
I mean,
Not in
for
the
different
same way,
reasons,
but
but
kind
yeah.
of.
Yeah, but no, you look at the thing and it's like this is not your body. You look at your hands. This is
Yeah.
not what my body's supposed to look like. This is not how I felt. This is not who I am. I've dealt with that every day of my life since I was fucking 14.
Mm.
Now, given part of that is because I was a force through puberty due to the fact I'm intersex, and that causes a lot of those issues to get worse rapidly in later life. I also took fucking male hormones from teenage years to mid 20s because that's how you fix problems, right?
Force drugs
Prevent,
into it. Yes.
which probably doesn't help. But I look into a mirror and I immediately want to scream. I hate everything about me. I don't fucking want to be me.
I mean, I can
I would
sympathize for different reasons.
hate fucking existing. And yes, part of that is very much why I see a fucking psychiatrist. Believe it or not, when you're trans, you probably need a psychiatrist.
You mean therapist or drug doctor?
Non drug doctor. Drugs
Therapist.
doesn't help, but I have to see a psychiatrist for reasons.
Yeah, psychiatrist does the drug thing. Therapy does the mental thing, as far as I'm
You
aware.
you layer on top of that the fact that I was raped at 12.
Jeez.
Damn.
Which set off another issue that I had. Yeah, I am no like fucking saint when it comes to the shit I've done in my lifetime.
We're gonna buy you like a squishy or something.
I don't want a squishy. Dysphoria is rare and it's a trend, but there are cases where young people don't like their body. Puberty does that. Everyone goes through it, yet some children that go through rape, sexual assault may be more inclined. As they see their natural body, the desire the opposite sex, and they want to destroy it because it reminds them of all that trauma. Instead of getting psychological help, they are rocketed to S. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fucking. What did SRIs do for me, right? Do you want to know what SRIs did to me, or did for me? Made me more
Goodness.
suicidal, more aggressive. Out and behind closed doors, I was, well, not exactly known for not being loose. We'll go with that.
You don't have to share anything you don't want.
It's just one of those things. Like, all SRIs did was fuck with the head more. And you try talking to people about it, right?
Mm.
And I'm being honest. This is from a person that actually has the fucking issue, right? I don't want to take drugs every day. If I could take a fucking pill that got rid of the dysphoria, that'd be great. You know?
Understandable.
You know? It is actually fucking hard. It is hell on your body.
And again, I bet if you were to ask that question to a lot of the ideologues, they wouldn't want it to go away because they think it's what makes them special, which again proves that they
It
don't
makes
have it.
me special. No, it doesn't.
Why the fuck do you want to be special? Jesus fuck,
They
what is wrong with
because
this
they want to
narcissistic
be
fucking
important
place?
and unique without having to put in any work or effort. That's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, it doesn't fucking make you special. It fucking, if anything, it makes you worse off.
Mm.
You are unique and special, Snowflake, just like everybody else.
Have you ever broke down in the shower and cried for no reason?
Yeah,
No.
plenty of times.
Okay. There are a lot of days that I don't want to get out of bed. I don't see a point in living. That is what I deal with on a daily basis. There's nothing fucking redeemable about fucking gender dysphoria. It is fucking hell. But you know, so many fucking people on the internet think it's this great thing that should be celebrated. And I'm going to point this out that a lot of people don't know. Do you know what was very much celebrated right before the turning of Nazi Germany?
Mm-hmm. I know, I'm just not going to spoil anything.
I know that
LGBT.
Weimar was very similar to
The
modern day.
exact same thing is being celebrated now.
Right. And that is actually what my worry about all this is because I like history. I like doing
Isn't it
things that keep.
fun watching everything go cyclical?
Yeah. I like doing things that keep my mind off the fact that, well, I will never be the person that I, for whatever reason, have imaged in my mind. You know?
I
do
feel that
have.
that is true for a lot of us, but I'll continue that thought later. Continue. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I do have thick thighs. Thick, squishy thighs.
Okay, brag about it, why don't you? But continue your original thought.
But I look at this shit and I see it, like, playing out the same way. The media was pushing gay and lesbian couples in Germany. There were actually experiments where they were letting children live with gay men in Germany during the Weimar Republic,
Oh, oh, I
which
remember that part.
created a whole class of, rape victims. Oh, we did it after we liberated Germany from the Nazis, too, so it's not like.
Yeah, East Germany had a very similar experiment, which you can look into on the Lotus Eaters. That did not go well.
Isn't it fun how being a historian makes everything very cyclical, and every time you point things out, nobody wants to fucking listen?
Oh, they know. I have a theory here, and I think Saigon's said the same thing. It's not that people aren't learning from history. What it is especially the left are deliberately trying to make your life worse. Because this all starts with, funnily enough, Marx. He predicted that the socialist revolution would take place in Britain, with factory workers in the British capital cities like London,
If
Manchester,
I had a
whatever.
time traveling machine, I would go back and
What
shoot
he
Marx.
didn't understand is that people in Britain, workers, were fairly content with their lives. They didn't see themselves as oppressed by a tyrannical state,
Well, isn't that where Gramsci came in?
which doesn't really fit. Because again, Marx's idea of what oppression is just doesn't reflect what actual ordinary people think. If you can go to work, come home, put food on the table, you're fine. You don't care. So instead, it happened in Russia, which he did not predict. And now in modern day, we've got the same problem. The left desperately wants a socialist government, but they know that the working class, who they go to work, they come home, they watch soap operas and Britain's Got Talent and the X Factor, and they consume product and they get on with their lives, and they generally don't see themselves as like oppressed. The left knows that these people are never going to rise up against the government and start a revolution, a bloody, violent revolution, because they've got no reason to. So the reason politicians are constantly trying to make your life worse, constantly doing things that will increase inflation, that will raise taxes, that will make things like the NHS worse, that will make your life slowly and incrementally worse and worse and worse until it gets unbearable, is they are trying to force you to become so discontent with your living conditions that you will rise up against the government. This is why the parties that are always claiming to be for the working class, like the Democrats and Labour, are always passing policies that just in the long run fuck over the country and fuck over ordinary people. They want you to be miserable, to hate the state and the government, so that eventually you will rise up and you will bring about the revolution.
Yeah, but it never works out. It always goes in the same fucking direction. But it's not always true that the revolution, is a bad thing. I mean, 1776.
All revolutions are bad for it because they always involve civilians getting murdered in the billions.
Oi,
There has never been
Americans.
revolutions are a horrible bloody thing.
Dude,
And
all
the
war is a
left
horrible
knows
bloody
this. And
thing.
they know why the only way you can get one is to
it's
force
funny.
the conditions for it.
It's funny. We call the War for Independence the Revolutionary War, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what they called it in history? Do you want to know what they called it at the time?
Get the fuck out, Britain.
No. The founding fathers of the United States didn't want a war with Britain. They tried everything.
No one really wanted. No one really
they
wanted a war with the giant fucking military. No.
They tried everything in the world to prevent war because they didn't want a war. They wanted to be as peaceful about it as possible. It was British aggression. It was actually called in the defense of the colonies' rights. It was never meant to be a war. It's not meant to be the celebrated thing of the Revolutionary War, as we call it today, in the post-Civil War American. Yeah, it's only been since after the Civil War we started calling it the Revolutionary War. It was called the Defense of Independence.
Can we have something like that again? Because we desperately need that all over the fucking world.
Going back to what I was saying, that like you're pointing out, where you get a lot of these activists who clearly aren't trans that try and do all this stuff on behalf of trans people, but end up making the public perception of trans people worse and worse, and perception of gay people and worse. Is they know exactly what's going to happen. The same thing that happened in Germany. They're deliberately trying to make it happen. They want conditions for every group of people to get so bad that something like that happens.
Where's my post on this? I have something for this.
It's why
Yeah.
the left have stirred up so much racial division and division between the sexes, sexuality.
People that live out in the rural areas and the hood rats. And eventually, what happens is all the middle class people that advocated for the entire thing are going to be told that they were living with 60 other people because no one's allowed to have any private property anymore. And then eventually they'll be put up against the wall for not being dedicated enough to the regime.
EA, Jackie, we have that now in Germany. Like a few years ago, they did that in Berlin. Not entirely sure if they did it during the 80s or after the reunification. They've done that several times in Germany. They did it in the interwar period. They did it after the war in Germany in the 60s. They did it in the 70s. They've done it in the 80s. They've repeatedly used Germany as a testbed for a lot of psychological research. Apparently, there is a possibility to create child predators by having a child raped at a young age, and there's a specific window for that particular age range. Want to know how we found out about this?
Not particularly. I was really hoping to go my entire life without knowing that information. In fact, I could continue going my entire life without knowing that information.
We let gay men, known pedophiles, foster children in Germany in the
Ah,
1960s.
damn it, Jackie. I'm just going to continue
Was to
waterfalling
prevent
all
them
this
from
liquor
becoming
now.
Nazis. That's how they got the experiment green. It's just they theorized that doing this to these kids will stop them from becoming Nazis.
I'm sorry, what particular brand of goddamn methamphetamine were they, inhaling through their tear ducts to think that that was a good fucking idea?
Lotus Eaters have done a whole podcast about it. It's horrific what happened.
God,
they've
why
done
do I
it
need to keep
several-
exposing myself to terrible, horrible things? Sure, why not? Let's just keep
They done it-
searching through
They
these
did it several times.
Lovecraftian things of state secrets.
On a side note, it's kind of related to this. Was it the 70s or 80s? I don't know if it still exists. There's an organisation, I think it was in Britain, called NAMBLA, which was essentially a pedo rights
It
organisation.
still exists, and it's in North
Their
America.
logo is eerily similar to the Sweet Baby Inc. logo if you look at them together.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Also,
So
no,
Synthetic
it
Man's
still
pointed this out a
exists.
few
It's in the
times.
States. Shadow, it still exists. It's in the States.
Yeah. But if you look at the Sweet Baby Inc. logo, it's very, very similar.
There's a bunch of things that the wood chipper should be used for, but for some reason, God knows why. I don't know why. It hasn't been.
Yeah, but some of the Green Party NDACs also had members that wanted to make benefit. Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize. Governments only exist to grow and become more and more tyrannical.
Founding fathers understood this to make sure that it was supposed to be small as possible. And then, of course, it became giant, overpowering, bureaucratic, and bloated. And corrupt is so fucking much.
There are 5 U.S. states that are considered gun sanctuary states, one of which is North Dakota, another one is Missouri, Alaska. If you look at those states' governments, what happens? Well, the government starts trimming back as much as it possibly can. Because people have guns. People are now in charge.
Yeah, it's almost like when the people can tell the government to go fuck themselves in the nearest direction, they actually have a say.
Yeah, but I was thinking about that when it comes to like Montana and North Dakota because Montana's starting to swing that way.
So what you're saying is Yellowstone is going to happen.
No, could you imagine that government man that shows up to your ranch door in the middle of the night during a blizzard? I'm from the government and I'm here to help. And you level your shotgun to his face and tell him to get the fuck out.
The
We
moment
was
I hear those
watching-
words, I am immediately the most
'Cause I'd-
suspicious I've ever been.
I'd never seen this before, so we were watching it on Asmagan's server. We were watching the Iron Giant.
You've
And the
never seen
scene
the
where-
Iron Giant?
I have now because we watched it recently. But the
Wait,
scene with
no,
the,
I
the
remember your
agent guy
backstory now.
shows up at the front door and the kid answers it and he goes, "Hey, I'm from the government," and the kid slams the door shut.
Yes.
Hogarth was based.
You all know what's funny about that though? The Iron Giant is very much set in 1950s America.
Yeah.
Isn't
It's
that
not.
demonstrable by everything about it? Or am I just old?
Well, no, even how the fucking everything is set up in it. Like
Well, what's
Hogarth's mother.
surprising about that is that the general's actually reasonable if you listen to his dialogue.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if you sit there and you pay attention to everything going on in the Iron Giant, Hogarth's mother is a server at a diner, right? A single
Yeah.
mother making enough money, not to live comfortably, but to live and support
In a
her
really
child
big house.
In the
And
1950s,
really
as a
big
single
house.
mother.
as a single mother.
You know what was wild to me when I came out to the US a few months ago? How fucking huge your houses are.
What do you mean?
Like those are mansions in Britain. You
What?
realise that, right? A house to you, that's like the kind of shit a billionaire lives in Britain.
Okay, how big is a house to you?
Square
Our
How many
room.
rooms?
Okay, when I was at the guy's house I was staying at, right? His whole main sort of like his kitchen and living room were like all one room. Like that whole thing was about the size of the entire ground floor of this house. So like that was it. Our house
Like,
would only cover the kitchen and living room in that
how
house.
how many rooms? Like, how
On the
many
ground
rooms is it
floor.
big to you? Just in like
It's
total.
not about how many rooms, it's how big the rooms are. Our houses are very compact because we live on an island. This is what our government doesn't seem to understand when they're importing billions of people every year. We are an island. Our houses are very small because we have only limited room in which to build them. And they're all
You
packed
know,
together and connected to each other.
Dude,
you
I live
know,
in
I
rural
think,
Canada.
I think, I think early 2000s Australia had it right when it comes to their immigration policy.
What?
Fuck off, you cunt. We're full.
Oh my god, yes. Can we have that? I want that. Give me that. Also, as for the square footage, I have no idea other. Fuck.
I can look up the square footage of where I live. The
I
thing
have
is
no idea.
my house is actually probably about the size of northern central or Germanic region of Europe.
How the fuck? Yeah, like, where do you look up where the square footage of your house would be?
It's on the deed.
Good luck ever
God, I'm
finding a
not going
hotel
to
in
dig
Britain,
that
by the way.
out. I just tuned back into your screen. The first thing that I see is just this fucking Samoyed. Just...
Bruh.
I'm being stared at by my dog again. Dude, if you want me to pet you, get the hell over here.
The square footage of where I am at.
Oh, don't fucking growl at me. You won't jump off the bed because you're being a prima donna.
The square footage of where I'm at right now is between 1067 and 1441. I am not going to tell you which one it is, but that's the average for the area.
I have no fucking clue how big the square footage of this place is.
Well, take in mind, I live in a very small.
All I know is
It's
that
small.
this house is 200 years old.
In Germany, we have also have a housing crisis, affordable flat. In the bigger city are very rare. Students, immigrants, low-income people. And
I
that
thought
didn't get
Germany
any
had a
better
lot more
because
problems than just a housing crisis, but can sympathize. I live in Canada.
you have houses in Canada.
Listen, we have an entire housing crisis simply because we have a bunch of corporations that have stranglehold over the market, and essentially, you can't build a house bigger than 650 square feet without it being stamped lumber and therefore subject to a bunch of inspection quotas and red tape and a bunch of other bullshit. And one corporation in Canada, and specifically where I live, owns a shitload of stamped lumber production facilities. Fuck you, Irving.
Speaking of the Irving, do you want to know who owns all the food processing plants in the northern or Midwestern states?
Are you gonna say the Irving conglomerate?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right for those fuckers.
They really like potatoes.
Yeah, they do. They have a huge investment in potatoes.
We've found out because you know what's going on in Britain with the inheritance tax, essentially forcing all our farmers to sell their land. Everyone was theorising, "Oh, BlackRock's definitely going to buy you up," and then we've just found out that Keir Starmer met with BlackRock to sign the deal with them that it's all going to be sold to BlackRock.
So, civil war in the UK is when?
You know, he's also responsible for the death penalty being removed in Jamaica. And since then, Jamaicans had the biggest murder rate in the world. And his case that he defended in order to get the death penalty removed was a guy who murdered his daughter and his wife.
Oh yeah, because
Keir Starmer did this in another country. He flew to Jamaica, another country, to defend this person for free. He didn't get paid. He went there on his own money to defend a man who murdered his child and his wife, and also to use that as a case against the death penalty in Jamaica.
Yeah,
that's the guy running my country.
How did that guy get into power?
He got 20% of the votes.
20%? The fuck?
Because Conservatives have fucked up the country so bad, no one wanted to vote for them. But Conservative voters aren't going to vote Labour, so they all voted for random third parties. And so Labour ended up with the biggest amount of votes at 20%.
Miss when we could be about gaming.
Yeah.
They should have voted Reform.
Yeah.
You know what? We actually had the option to vote Libertarian where I live, and I definitely did. But for some reason, everybody else thought that was a bad idea. And now we have
I voted Reform. But even Reform have cooked. They're kowtowing to the Sunni Muslims now as well. And Farage, he had to come out and disavow the riots and everything because he's a fucking coward.
Are you shitting
Nothing changes. He does it every time. Every election, he sells himself as
simping
the
for
British
Farage?
nationalist guy. And then afterwards, he either leaves the party because he left UKIP multiple times, or he chickens out. He does it every time. He's a coward.
Why does everybody think that he's a good Why does everybody think that he's some sort of deity then?
Because he's the only person who ever talks about this stuff.
Yeah, but everybody else does that.
No one else does.
Count Dankula does.
Yeah,
Sargon does.
They're not politicians.
They tried.
The fact that everybody has to be a politician for everybody to vote.
You're starting to realise just how limited the options are in Britain.
Dude, I live in Canada.
Yeah, you got to remember, we're not like the US where you vote for the guy. Like, no one can just run for office in Britain. You have to vote for the party here.
Technically
we have the same.
In the United States, we don't vote for the guy.
Yeah, also, we have the exact same first past the post system that you do because Canada's fucking broken and stupid.
Yeah, the way you can run for election, you have to join a party and work your way to the top within the party's internal leadership structure, which they all vote on. So basically, the only people who ever have a chance at running for prime minister are these
super rich,
tough, inbred, super rich frat boys who all join these weird social clubs at their boarding schools where they have to fuck a pig's head.
Jesus,
and everyone else now has information on them. The idea is with these groups is the reason, again, this happened to James Cameron.
Shadow. Shadow.
What?
You understand that that's basically every, government, because that's the exact same that it is in
Yeah,
Canada as it
it's
is in.
blackmail material because they all do these rituals where they fuck an animal, and then everyone else in that group says, "You have to look out for us now, or we'll release the fact that you fucked an animal."
Jackie, what was that? Where's
That's how
that
it
place
works.
that they all meet in that nice pagan ceremony where they burn an effigy things?
Bohemian
The
Grove.
Grove. There we go. That one.
See, I was wanting to know. You want the
Oh my
Bohemian
god, why my
Grove?
phone just turned. I said that, my phone started going off. That's not good. That's not good at all.
Do you want the Bohemian Grove? There's another one. Oh, how about fucking
Ooh.
Jekyll Island? Because they still meet there.
Okay, I don't know that one. Send me that link. I mean,
Jekyll
no,
Island. That's
don't.
where the
I
beast from
mean,
Jekyll
don't
Island is
send me more information.
the beast from Jekyll Island is literally the Federal Reserve.
Oh my god.
Oh, I why I assume you're talking about the Southport thing. Do you know why Keir Starmer came down so hard on people that were talking about the Southport stabbing?
Why?
And why, if you ever suggested it was to do with like Islam or terrorism, he'd send you to prison for 2 years? It's because the father of the guy that did the stabbing was it Rwanda or somewhere? He took part in the genocide. He was a wanted war criminal, and
Ah,
Keir Starmer defended him in court and got him his citizenship.
ah.
Keir Starmer is responsible for him and his son being in this country, and his son stabbed those girls. That's
So,
why he tried so desperately to cover it all up.
So again, when's the Civil War going down?
yeah, pretty much. So the thing is, Shadow, I don't think most people outside the United States realize this. Um, there was a person before Donald Trump that threw a massive monkey wrench into the system. His name was Ross Perot. Ross
Who?
Perot, Ross Perot. He ran for U.S.
Never
president.
heard.
He is the only person to ever run on an independent ticket with no party affiliation to get to get a huge enough share of the vote that it was
How'd
actually
they
a threat.
railroad him?
They didn't railroad him. He didn't get enough of the vote because at the time it was really weird to have a third option.
Uh-huh.
However, the aftermath of this created this wave of, well, only Republican and Democrats really can matter on elections.
Oh, the whole two-party system.
Basically reinforcing the two-party system as well as
Yep.
other things. That is why the Libertarian Party in the United States has only been showing up on ballots recently because they've only recently gotten enough of a percentage share of the vote in 37 states to be considered a legitimate party.
Yeah, but then they immediately get subverted.
Oh, absolutely. Because once you
Alright,
become
1 second.
a big enough party, you have to be subverted. This is the absolute hilarity of anybody that thinks the American system fucking works.
Square foot of Deer Ridge apartment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because they're bigger than the house I live in.
Welcome to the Derailed Podcast. We used to be about gaming, but now we're just about Alex Jones.
Not pretty much.
We'll be about gaming again when something happens.
Pretty much.
If
I'm sorry.
anything
The only time
happens.
I have to do the podcast these days, nothing's happening, and it is fucking annoying.
Oh, God. I know.
I mean,
I miss the days when we could be about gaming.
I'm gonna be fucking honest with you. It's one of the most annoying things in the world. But also, yeah, that was Ross Perot.
We
Ross
could do
Perot
book
ran.
reviews.
They put in fucking protections for the two parties, right? Well,
Mm.
the next time that Ross Perot ran, he created this other party called the American Reformist Party. Or
I think
Reform
I
Party.
remember that.
Right. So this is where all of the laws that made the Libertarian Party end up getting subverted were tested and refined. By the end of the Reform Party, nobody could agree on anything, and the leadership were pretty much all pedophiles.
Oh, is this the whole thing where they just start flooding it with a bunch of convicted sex offenders and other, terrible people, and then just subverting everything about the entire party?
Yes, they do.
Because while being open, they make the naive mistake of not protecting themselves.
No, it's because there are certain laws in place that create this standard to happen. For example, the Libertarian Party's biggest problem is you have the Libertarian Old Guard, which are the pre-Ron Paul. You have Ron Paul followers, and then you have anarchist. You have
You know what makes me most hopeful about Elon Musk?
the fact that
That he
he's
will
great.
bring about the age of Cowboy Bebop, and that I can get up the fuck off this planet.
Yeah, but you'll end up at Trigun.
No, no, don't you fucking dare.
Because it's kinetically in the same universe.
No, 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 shut up, I can't hear you. La la
I've
la la
watched
la la
2
la.
episodes of Cowboy Bebop. I need to continue it.
Cowboy Bebop is an amazing piece of anime history, and so is Trigun.
Never seen Trigun or know what that is. I've heard the name, people mention it, but I don't know what it is.
Trigun is an amazing experience, and so is Cowboy Bebop back in the early days of when anime and manga were just. Mwah.
Also, the music for Trigun's fucking amazing.
Mm. I miss the 90s and early 2000s.
My
was the
favourite
golden age
anime
of
came
media.
out in the 80s, and that's Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Need to watch that.
The thing with Trigun is all of the music for Trigun was literally just one guy deciding to bash on a guitar until he had great music.
Isn't that all music?
Yeah, but literally just I want to blend blues and rock with screams.
Say this like it's some sort of bad thing.
It's not. It's beautiful.
It's magnificent.
In Germany, you have to be a political party. You have to have a certain amount of people subscribing to your founding paper, and you have to have enough people to make lists.
Wait a minute.
These are
We're
the
talking
lists.
about Germany. Are you
Yeah.
getting things from track?
No, I'm getting things from EA. EA is a friend of mine. He's also a German.
Excellent. When, why do we have so many Germans?
Because
There's 2.
apparently,
If I had a nickel for every German, it'd be interesting.
actually, there's more than 2. Of Germans that regularly view my content, there is actually about 6.
Huh. You know what? Let's increase that number. Germans, please write in chat about how you're not actually Austrians.
There is one Austrian that watches me. It's an Austrian film.
Please tell me they didn't fail out of art school. Please tell me they didn't fail out of art school.
He did.
Oh, fuck.
He's also famous for taking a picture of his man parts with a Monster Energy can next to it wearing a maid outfit.
Who are we talking about? I was reading something.
An Austrian, I know.
I like how that's the part that he tuned in on. Wait a minute. Was the Monster Energy can in relation to it, or...
It was bigger than the Monster Energy can.
Damn!
And this person is where?
You're not allowed to know.
Oh,
Fucking Shadow disappointment.
Shadow's like, I'm going to Austria to meet this Austrian femboy with a monster dog.
Oh, boy.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Be right back. I'm going to raid the fridge. I have the munchies for unspecified reasons.
Actually, I'm about to end the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit, are we at that time?
Yeah.
I do
Damn.
imagine that. I absolutely do.
It is It is about that time. Also, yeah, give a shout out to Marshall Bohemond, or Marshall Bowman, or Bo as I like to call him.
Bohemian.
Bohemian. You stole fucking Millie's joke.
I
You
did what now?
bastard.
Who?
But yeah, shout out to that guy. Yeah, fucking legend. He's stubborn and he admits to it. But
I
he
mean, I
will
knew that about him. That's about the only thing I know about the guy.
he will be showing off Legend of Galactic Heroes in his server later today.
Anime night.
He does anime nights.
Cool.
Nah,
Goodbye.
good.
Night, Shadow.
Wait, hold on. You gotta fucking show
I'm
your
saying
shit.
goodbye to the chat. I'm sticking around.
Kill your shit.
Show your shit.
What, me?
Yes, you.
I draw things.
What he's trying to say is he's actually a fucking femboy that needs a dommy mommy or dommy daddy to take care of him. He is incredibly inept and likes spankings.
You can
Yes.
talk to him at this location, please. Drop your applications at.
All of that is what I actually meant to say when I said I draw things.
He's incredibly hungry and submissive. He will bite the pillow. He is a very big pillow princess. Anyways, Shadow, before going off on your Pornhub spiel,
The hell of an advert.
Tick.
I don't know. Find me on Twitter if you can. I'm not even going to tell you what it is anymore. It's just going to be funnier that way. Fuck it.
Just go, I'm on the Twitters.
You can
You
figure
should
it out
make
at some point.
your pinned tweet on your Twitter profile just a guy sat in a swivel chair with a cat on his lap saying, "Ah, so you have found me, Mr. Bond. I've been waiting for you.
Hello. I've been expecting you today. Good evening, everyone.
You've been sat in that chair for 5 years."
I haven't moved. My muscles have atrophied. It hurts to exist. No.
No, knowing Took's flavor, it would literally be Marcus from Hunter the Parenting screaming, "You fucking what?"
You know, the only reason Bond is canonically Scottish is because Ian Fleming was so impressed with Sean Connery's performance.
That is amazing, but it's
So
not the
he
first time
wrote
that I've
in-
actually said "you what, mate" in an actual setting.
So he wrote in the backstory that he's from an orphanage in Scotland, which is why you see it in Skyfall.
Neat.
Cool.
Alright. Chat, show your shit. Go for it. Come on, guys. Show your shit.
Do
Do it! Somewhere there's a chat person just typing out all of his links.
Furiously typing. Quick, close
You
the
can
stream.
find me
Let me
here.
finish. Close the
Here.
stream.
Angry typing has begun.
Yeah, let it go unfinished. Let it burn.
Chat, show your shit.
One day we'll interact with you. One day.
I've been interacting with chat more often here lately.
That's fantastic. Good for you.
Anyways, I am Jackie. You can find me at all the fucking links everywhere in the fucking place because, you know, I'm a narcissistic words.
All those words and things.
I am a narcissist. I am a
Somehow
narcissistic.
English is still your second language.
Aye, Clatty. Have you ever been to the big? Are you telling me, Toon?
I could be a fucking VTuber. It's so fucking easy. Don't you dare tempt me.
Fucking do it. I dare you.
Fuck that.
I fucking dare you. Do it.
Oh
Make my
God.
day.
Oh God, no. Fuck you,
No.
insulin pump. I know.
No balls.
No money.
No. I did this without any money. No balls.
Fuck you.
No balls.
I'm gonna
Anyways,
throw something at you. End the stream.
I'm Jackie Wolf. You can find me at all the links up above. You know, those things. And remember, add a Game Boy Color to become a VTuber.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Just keep pinging him to become a VTuber.
You know what? Do it. I want to see how many people actually pay attention to this shit.
Absolutely nobody.
Bring
It
it.
is add a Game Boy Color.
I am confident.
On X.
I am 100% confident I will receive nothing.
Make him into a
Nobody
VTuber.
pays attention to me.
Make him into an orc VTuber that screams at bad video games.
Oh God. No, it'll just be an entire series about book reviews in Orcish.
Right.
He's gonna review Roadside Picking Heat.
Hi, Hellkid. Hi, Hellkid.
20 minutes of trying to decipher the words simultaneously later.
Too bad I'm about to end this particular stream. I'm just harassing Took because he said that he would become a VTuber and be better than me. Fucking do
Oh
it,
God!
mate.
What the fuck?
Come on.
What the? At what point did I say those words?
Come on. Take me on.
I'm putting words in my mouth.
Take me on.
I still have to review. I still have to review Worf's novel.
Fight me in the digital arena.
Oh God.
Anyways, guys, bye. Love you all. Mean it.